Hey boys, we're all set up here. Goosey and I, we're getting a little tired of the road. I'm here at the next park I'm gonna do, which you'll see in the background. Out here, way out west, outside of Scotts Bluff. But Goosey and I did two pretty big parks today. He was starting to get a little crabby, weren't you, bud? And I was frankly starting to get a little crabby. Kind of headed up to here with bad drivers. But you know, if you're driving, it means everybody but you. But honestly, I'm also really hungry. It's 2 in the afternoon. I haven't really eaten today. So I am going to sit down and make lunch. Use my stuff. And take a break from the road. And figure out what I'm doing this afternoon. So, this is day 2. Part 2? Part 3? Part 2? Part 2. It is beautiful up here. It's like 75. Breeze right off the water. So I'm gonna sit you guys down and we're gonna start doing some cooking and chatting. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you can see some stuff today. Let me build this down just a little. Like I said, I've used this new GoPro and it's got this fancy lens on it. I don't want to switch it out. So I'm trying to get it so everything's in the frame, but remember this? Got a canteen, water, got a canteen cup, and then we got the haversack. And I just want to sit here and have lunch and, I don't know, shoot the breeze, literally, figuratively. Just, again, what am I using? I'm using the good old MSR Pocket Rocket, man. The problem with having something that you know works and has worked for a long time is you tend not to want to switch it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys are like that, but hell, that's how I am. Another thing that drives me nuts is RVs and old entitled. I just arrived here, and there was this giant tour bus parked over here. I'm gonna pan it over here. Parked up right over there. See that roadway? Okay, it was parked right by that lighthouse, which is cool. But the problem is everybody was standing in the middle of the road, like just standing by the tour bus, looking at stuff, which is fine. But I'm sitting there in my truck, and I'm sitting, and a couple ladies got it, and they waved. They were really nice, and I waved at them. They moved out of the way. But other people just stood there in the middle of the road. Just, I mean, you could. It's not a. I think my truck's pretty quiet, but at the same time, one of them, I'm pretty sure somebody's husband yelled at her and said, "Get out of the way." Boy, did she give me the stink eye. And I had a couple other ones do that. And I've had that, I don't know, I've had a couple bad experiences today. So kind of in a mood. And I haven't decided what I'm doing today. Like, I was driving here thinking, how long would it take me to get home? And it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. It honestly would probably take me about 5 hours, and then I'd get home pretty late, and I'd probably be in a bad mood about that. So I'm just gonna stick it out. I do this park, and then one more, and then I'm gonna figure out where I'm staying tonight. So I still haven't figured that out yet, because you know I plan well. Goose, what do you think we should say? He doesn't know. I got him on his tether so he can get a little bit of a break and move around. But what am I using to start? See, this all comes together. You remember this? My canteen carrier? Yeah. Love it. Now, since it's so windy, normally I wouldn't use it for this, but I don't want to mess around. Let's see. Oh, what we're having for lunch? You guys want to remember that? So we are having my Hunny's Kitchen biscuits and gravy. Why are we having biscuits and gravy for lunch? Because I should have had this for breakfast. I was craving it for breakfast. And then I just, I wasn't feeling hungry and just decided not to. You've seen me have these. I had these at winter camp. So my Hunny's Kitchen is back. And if you don't know who my Hunny's Kitchen is, and you're looking for backpacker meals that aren't awful, hopefully you guys can see me okay, that aren't awful, they're fantastic. So this one is, yeah, so it's kind of reasonable. I mean, a lot of bad stuff. But I mean, it's like 350 calories. I mean, there you go. We're not. It's not the greatest for you, but it's not the worst either. So we do 1 cup boiling water, bag, and seal bag tightly. So here's what's awesome. Here's what I like about it. 1 cup is how many ounces? Back. So 8 ounces. So this is probably it's, I don't know, can you see in there? It's marked 16 is the lowest. So we're just gonna kind of wing it. It's better to put a little too much than a little too little, I've found with these. Yeah, it looks like about halfway there. Whoa, we're living on a... anyway, the wind is kind of in spurts, so we are going to do this the easy way. And we're going to use a Yuko match. And you've heard me talk about these in survival kit videos, and if you have heard me talk about them, you need to listen because they're great. Here's why. I'm going to show you why. Because you can probably hear the wind. Open the gas up a little bit. There she goes. Yeah, see that? I can't put it up. I like those birthday counts. You know, if you're older, do you remember like America's Funniest Home Videos? That old. Anyway, we're gonna move the fire kit away from the fire. I'll be right back. I'm gonna set that off there to cool off. All right, you hear that? She's cooking. And the fire kit is safely away from the fire. But yeah, I started getting in a mood as I was driving from the last park. If you guys see Fort Robinson, you're not going to see it until well after this comes out. This will probably come out in mid-August, and you probably won't see Fort Robinson until at least, I would guess, a month later. But if you see that part caused me some heartburn because it is huge and it is awesome. See, just you have this happy face always. He's very happy. He's outside. Plus, probably thinks he's gonna get some of my food, which is not gonna happen. You had breakfast. Anyway, that one was Fort Robinson's beautiful. It's huge. It's 22,000 acres. It's just this massive park. So I really struggled with that to figure out how to put it together, and there was a ton of people. Just an absolute ton of people. Going back to RVish and stuff, I had some run-ins. We're gonna crank up the boat last year. Boy, boy. I love the pocket rocket. You probably can't hear me. We're gonna. Oh, it's gonna be at the boiler. Go back in just a minute. Anyway, I turned that off for like a minute, and the water was already boiling. So this is already sitting here cooking, and that's cooking, and Goose is hanging out, walking around, and we're starting to feel better. Yeah, I just. If you watch the Fort Robinson video, that's going to be one of those places that I'm never going to be able. I could do. My video would have to be like 4 hours long to do it justice, and I'd have to spend a day or two up there. It's just a huge park. So, but it's cool. But I got a little sick of entitlement, with certain types. So, yeah. By the way, if you ever do YouTube with Hot Fill, when you're recording, somebody's going to drive by, or dog's going to bark, or somebody's going to drop an F-bomb really loud. You know what? That's my fucking job, okay? By the way, also, have we remembered what we think about Google Maps? 2 birds in the air. Try to do it to me again today, but we're not going to get into that. I am at some point going to get into this, and I am going to show you guys this. If you're interested, how I have this, I love this. I'm a new convert to haversacks. I've always been kind of a snob in a way when it comes to packs. So I was like, haversack, why do I need that? This thing's great. Also, by the way, I won this at the Bushcraft Show. Check that out. Look at that. Oh, do you see what temperature it is? Yeah, it's really nice here. I won this, and then I won this, which I'm really excited for. Oh, don't let that fall over. Put some kit there. But at some point, I will... I'll show you guys how I have this laid out, because this is kind of my when I go, this is sitting next to me on the passenger seat of my truck, and it's got everything I need in it. Like everything I could use. And then this is my admin pouch that's got like all my navigation and just like if I need it, I need it. And it's orange for a reason. We'll go into that sometime. I'll share it with you guys. But I'm going to check back with you here in about 10 minutes when that's ready, and I'm going to try it because I'm going to see that there's a new owner. Some good guys actually bought out my Hunny's kitchen after they closed down, and it's still being produced in the same place. So I'm going to see, is it just as good? So that's awesome. Also, this is also cool to the touch it, put this way back in the use. And if you don't take my word for how awesome of a bag this is, that's cool. But if you're out, I have another bag. I'm going to show you another water bottle bag that I just got. Oh, my timer's up. We'll be back. Anyway, we're back. I had to stir my stuff, but if you're looking for a bag that you can, a high quality canteen carrier and a haversack, like this thing is the Modus from Centerline, man. And by the way, I just ordered a new bag from them and spent my own dollars, and it just got here, and I love it. This thing is outstanding. And if you didn't remember, I did a review on it. I'll put it up there. I won this at the first Bushcraft Show winter camp 2 years ago. So I am also going to be ordering a second one. Why? Because I use it all. I literally use this all the time. And this is more like for me, this is a combination. This is like a haversack and a canteen bag. I mean, it's okay, guys. We are back. I just had to clear up a thing with a bank or joint account. Something. The bank had a computer issue, and it took out my car insurance twice. And if you got a 16-year-old boy, you know that is a small fortune. So we are gonna. Oh, by the way, the spoon I'm using is just my GSI Outdoors folding spoon that I have. Is this as good as it used to be? It was the same thing. Like, look at it. It's actual food. Like, this is actual biscuits and gravy, okay? Like, big chunks of homemade biscuit. This has turned the day around. I needed this. Yeah. I think there was other stresses between that. And it's like, and and stuff's, at bank error and whatever. It's like, man, what's going on? 8 hours and y'all still haven't put my money back? And it was an annoyance. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay, because I don't like giving insurance companies money. I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to have my time. And you know what? I might be back with you guys tonight. I probably will. I'm feeling re-energized. I got to do this park and 2 others today. Maybe 1 other. I haven't decided yet. Might only be doing this park and 1 other. Let's see how we feel. So after eating, and I'll be back to you guys tonight when I get settled. I'm going to put their website down below. You 100%, if you like backpacking meals, or if you need them, like this is a home-cooked biscuits and gravy. This isn't backpacking meal good. This is like legit restaurant good. It's spicy, so if you like them spicy. So good. Oh my God. I'm gonna eat my lunch. See you guys in a bit. All right, boys, in case you're interested, did that work? Is Big Ben in a better mood? You bet your ass I am. Just sometimes you just need a little pick-me-up like that. Not gas station food, man. So, Goose and I are jumping back in the truck, and we're gonna get this party started. Oh, there's a little preview of this one when it comes out in October. Just wrapping up the last park of the day. Just wanted to give you guys a little preview. This is Wildcat Hills. So Jack, Outlaw Camper, if you're watching this, Not everything's bad up in Scottsbluff, but kind of a weird town. Anyway, we're just wrapping up. It's about 6 o'clock at night. I'm gonna feed Goose, and then we are headed to Sydney. We were gonna do one more park today, but I'm beat. I got us a hotel room in Sydney, Nebraska, where we're gonna spend the night. And I'll probably check in with you guys there. This has been a good day. It was getting kind of crabby. I got to get my microphone off. I was getting kind of cranky there for a while. I ain't gonna lie. That lunch turned everything around, both for me and Goose, because I think Goose was getting a little crabby too. So I'm gonna make him even happier and give him dinner. Best way to a dog's heart, through his stomach. Anyway, I will check back in with you guys later. All right, guys, I'm back because I spotted something pretty freaking cool and had to do a sidetrack. Do you know what this is? I'll give you a hint. You see there up on the hill? It's hard with the wide angle lens, but that looks like a Minuteman missile control site. And it is all boarded up, and the signs say, Nebraska Game and Parks, no vehicles beyond this point. Now, I know that I've been to one. Wyoming has a missile control station that they've turned into a state park, and so does North Dakota, and I think South Dakota might too. But that is pretty freaking cool if Nebraska got one. I haven't read anything about it. I'm gonna have to do some research, because yeah, that is definitely a missile control facility, and it is definitely not US government anymore, because there are definitely not armed guards out there getting ready to put down a pound of whoop ass. Yeah, there you go. There's the old tower that is definitely not in use anymore. I'm gonna have to go home and find out. Anyway, Goose is like, come on, I'm gonna get back to the hotel. Goose, I get it. Listen, so bossy. I was right, as suspected. That was a former alert facility, because up here, just about 2 miles down the road, y'all see that? Up there, see all those telephone lines, those power lines and stuff? If you really want an expressway to go to jail and get deep shit, you go up that road there, okay? See that says C8? Yeah, you don't want to go up that road. That would be that would be your country's thermal nuclear projection, and that is an active site, so we are not. We're just playing like we're turning around. There you go. Charlie 8. It's kind of daunting to realize just left of me is end of the world. I bet you there's a few more along this road. Crazy. Oh, and before any of you jump down in the comments and give me shit for showing that with your keyboards and your warriorness, I guarantee you that everybody else knows that that's there. Brusher, they know it's there. Everybody knows that that's there. It's there for a reason. It's there in plain sight for a reason. Because you put your foot past that fence, you put your foot past that cattle grate. I feel bad for you, son, because you're gonna experience a world of hurt. Let's put it that way. That, like I said, that's a rapid way to go to prison, and to see a Black Hawk or a Huey hovering over real fast. They don't take lightly to that. So anyway, before any of you freak out about that, they're out here all over the place, and I'm not putting a specific location down. It's not like I'm telling you the mile marker where it's at. Just showed it. So, but it's cool and it's daunting at the same time. I drove through Colorado a couple years ago, and I was driving down a highway, and I noticed that the first trip I was coming, I left really early in the morning. It's a very long story. My son had it. Well, actually, it's a short story. My son had a concert, and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to. There's a long story behind the circumstances. It was kind of a last minute thing, but there was no way I was going to miss it. So I left Fort Collins at like 4 in the morning. And so I was driving by, I saw and this was a highway in the middle of nowhere. It's like randomly these patches that are all lit up. I was like, what the heck are those? And then a couple months later, I went back during the day. Oh, that's what those are. So, yeah, they're right in plain sight, and that's the reason, because they don't need to hide them, guys, and they need easy access for big trucks to get in there and out of there. So let's just leave it at that. It's kind of an interesting sight out here, literally in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we are. This is Nebraska, and over there about 10 miles is Wyoming. Way in the middle of nowhere. Just as I said that, right behind me, you can probably see in the rear, there's another one. So there's quite a few out here. Yeehaw. Well, welcome to tonight's camp, which is the Comfort Inn and Suites in Sydney, Nebraska. And yeah, I don't know, it's your basic run-of-the-mill chain hotel. And I have regrets. I mean, it's fine. I mean, look around, it's a fine room. Also, here's part of the reason why I need to get a hotel. Do you see this nonsense? Like, we have those charging over there, that charging over there, which is going to be this GoPro in a second. And then when one of those battery banks is done, I got to plug the microphone in. It's just flipping madness. So, one second, Goose and I are going to get situated. So you guys remember when I said it was going to be 1,300 miles? Yep, 1,309.1. Oof. Well, boys, I'm back. And if you couldn't tell, I'm home. We'll get into that in just a minute, but really, things didn't go according to plan. And you know what they say about plans? They're just a list of things that won't get done. Shout out to Outlaw Camper. Thursday, the last clip you saw, right after that, I was trying to record some stuff and my battery died. Oops. We'll get into that later. But the next day, I had all these plans on, you know, sitting down, making breakfast, hanging out, going a little slower, etc., etc. It started out great. It started out at this beautiful state recreation area, which I'm probably going to be throwing in a clip of right now, out by Chimney Rock. Have you ever heard of Chimney Rock? Well, it's right by Chimney Rock. Absolutely gorgeous spot. I love driving through there. It really was cool. I spent a little more time than I thought I would there, but that was okay because it was worth it. So that started off cool. So then I thought, you know, all right, I wasn't totally behind schedule, but I thought, all right, I'm going to do Lake McConaughey and then Lake Ogallala, which is right next to it. And then I'm going to reevaluate, decide if I'm going to stay out one more night or head home. And that would have been Thursday. And that was the day you should have seen the last part of this video, but nah. Well, Lake McConaughey is also known as Big Mac. It's because it's the biggest lake in Nebraska, and it's big. I read what I always did during this thing. I drastically underestimated it. And just as it started to irritate me, it started to amuse me. And you saw in the intro that there was a fellow, and I'm going to throw up more of that here. There was a fellow that decided he was going to go take his motorhome that looked more like a tour bus down onto the beach to go camping. Now, how he got as far as he did is absolutely beyond me. It's actually kind of impressive given how the route that he had to go to get there, which I assume he took. But I don't. He must have pinstriped the side of that bad boy. But I don't know on what planet you think driving something like that on the beach is smart. So, and he took a bad line in the soft sand, and it was like everything else. It was kind of funny, but that was the humor I needed. That and the truck. I decided at one point I was going to get a little irritated. I'm like, put her into party mode, the little goose in the right foot, and threw some sand around. I felt a little better after behaving like a 5-year-old, which, you know, sometimes you gotta do. By the way, cheers, boys. Got cold beer. It's hot out. So, what do I think? That was an awesome trip. It really was. You're going to see today is Wednesday. So it's been 2 weeks since the last clip of this video. Because I've been busy, been trying to figure out how to record stuff, etc., of what I wanted to say. But this Sunday, you're going to either see Shadron State Park or Lake Mac. One of the two. And then the next Sunday, you're going to see the other one. Now, I'm going to tell you, Shadron is probably one of my favorite. If you had me to pick a top 3 Nebraska parks I've been to, it's in the top 3. It's going to be hard to pick number 1, but it's in the top 3. Like McConaughey, if you had to pick parks that I probably... Here's where I don't want to cloud your judgment. Because when I go out to a rec area, when I go out to a park, I want to get away from everybody. I want to go out, I want to camp, I want to hang out with the boys, have a campfire, have quiet, I want to go fish, I want to go hike, I want to just have quiet. There it is, I can see why people would want to camp on the beach, but man, packed in, and I'll throw up some clips here as I'm talking, packed in there, it just didn't look appealing to me. You know what I mean? That just isn't my kind of thing. Now, if it was just me alone on the beach somewhere isolated, Bob's your uncle. I'm your boy. Yeah. So that's kind of where I landed on Lake Mac. It was an interesting trip. The problem is I ended up spending about 3.5 hours there, which was about 2 hours longer than I planned. So you saw at the beginning of, well, I'm sorry, the last clip you saw before this was my mileage. So yeah, I said at the beginning of this, I think I said 1,300 miles. I said 1,300 miles planning on I would go down the southwest corner of Nebraska and do a couple of parks down there. I never got south I-80. I never got to those parks. I did 1,309 miles just with the ones I had initially thought that would be about 900. So needless to say, it was a lot of driving. And, you know, without fail, every time you do a YouTube video, somebody's got to mow, or got to drive by, dog's got to bark, somebody's going to cuss, fucking birds fly over, every single time. I'm going to leave that in, just to express my irritation, so hopefully you can still hear me. But overall, that trip was it was a solid trip. I also regretted staying at the Comfort Inn. And there's nothing wrong with it, but the Comfort Inn is kind of like Starbucks or McDonald's or Subway. You always know what you're going to get, right? It's always consistent. It's always mediocre, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. There's no life, and that one was packed. It's right on the interstate. Goose and I had a nice room. It was quiet. It was fine. It was comfortable. It's just, man, I'm really starting to dig these small motels and stuff that I find. There's the mower. We're going to cut out till he goes somewhere else. All right, boys. I got a brief interlude from John Deere over here so that we can finish this up. But yeah, if you're watching the park videos from now on, it's from after all the ones out west are done. So there's about 7 of them. I'm done going west for the year, probably. And the rest of them are going to all be southeastern Nebraska, so around the Lincoln and Omaha area, then down south, just that whole area in southeastern Nebraska. There's a lot of parks. I kind of have this short window here between now and when the leaves fall off the trees. So pretty much end of October. So I got about 2 months to stack up enough videos where there are still leaves on the trees and it doesn't look like everything's dead, to fill up the void until basically end of March, when we'll have leaves on the trees and things will look alive again. And that's when I'll be finishing up out west, which should be fine. I mean, there's 72 parks, there's 52 weeks in a year. You'll probably be seeing the last park video sometime like this time next year, which is wild for me to think about. That's going to be that many. But yeah, as far as the other ones, man, I can't wait to get back out, do some hiking, get out and do more of that stuff now that things have calmed down, now that school's back in session, things like that. Get out, do some more hiking. There's still going to be some review stuff. There's still going to be kit stuff. But I really want to get more of the actual outdoor stuff going on, not when things cool off and there's not a billion bugs. eat you alive. So, which is, you know, literally what's happening right now. Like, look at that. That's just like, I got like 3 bites on this hand. Just because, like, and seriously, how many times do you have to mow the same spot? But yeah, that's what's coming up. So, park videos, and then next week will be another kit, and then we're gonna have some flashlight stuff, then we're gonna have some other stuff, then I'm gonna get out, do some hiking. It's gonna be awesome, man. If you stuck with me this long, here's to you. It's not cold anymore. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate all that you guys have subscribed. I'm almost to 1,000. I'm like within distance of 1,000 subscribers, which blows my mind. I never thought I'd hit that a year. If I hit 500 in a year, I would have been pleased, very pleased. I'm getting close to 1,000, so I appreciate all of you. If you've watched this far and you're not subscribed, if you hit that button down below, I would appreciate it to get me to that 1,000 mark, because I'm going to have a special live stream when that happens. Can't wait. Yeah, and while you're down there, if you check out the description, I talk about my dog Goose a lot. He's a rescue dog. All my dogs are rescue dogs. Feel very strongly about rescues and the wonderful work they do. There's some links to some local rescues here in the southeastern Nebraska and Kansas area that would love your help if you don't have one in your area. Be it with your money, your time, or even better, adopting a new best friend. That'd be great. And also, you know, just go out, get outdoors. We only got a little bit of time left for a lot of us before the snow flies and everything starts getting kind of awful. But for me, I kind of prefer it, because it's not like now where I'm getting literally sitting here itching my leg as I'm getting eaten alive and sweating. So there ain't no skeeters when it's snowy out. So that's a good thing. But appreciate every one of you guys, and thank you for hanging with me for this Way Out West series. And don't worry, the next series will be better. I'm learning as I go. New camera, all kinds of new stuff. Thank you so much for watching.